hopping on here a few minutes early. Get the chat started. All right, the first chat of the night. Good evening. Now, get on here and share this. I'm on here really early. We can chat a little bit before the show starts, before we chat before we chat. All right, I'll share it to the Harrisville Haunted House Facebook page. I'll share it to Jack Shadows. And we'll share it to Chiller Chat. I guess that would be right. Right thing to do. And I might as well share it to the Chiller Night group page. There you go. All right. See if we have some chats on here. Roger says, good evening, good evening. Hey, Roger, thanks for joining us. John says, greetings. Hey, John. All right, did you see the topic for tonight, by any chance? The topic for tonight will be anthology movies, series, comic books, or books, such as Tales from the Crypt, Creepshow, EC Comics, etc. So, be thinking about what your favorite anthology series is. Maybe it's a set of movies, maybe it's a series, maybe it's a comic book. But that's what we'll be chatting about tonight. I got 4 minutes left. I got on here really early. So I was taking no chances. All right. Starting the Tuesday night Chiller Chat's back up again. So if you want to chat, of course this will be live. We're starting at 8 o'clock. In about 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, we'll be starting. And jump on here and chat away. You can chat to each other. Now here's, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can get on here, and McTracy Williamson says, hello, sir. Hey, thanks for joining us, Mr. Tracy. But if you're on YouTube, which Mr. Tracy is, you can see all the YouTube comments. And Lasercorn says, hey peeps, hey Lasercorn. And if you're on Facebook, you can see the Facebook comments. Only I can see both of you, so at one time. Carrie says, I was asking Cassandra about the scare house at Pittsburgh Mills. Do you know where and how they came about? Thank you. I can't say that I do, Carrie. Of course I've heard of that. It's a widely known haunted attraction in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh area. But no, I can't say I really know much about the history of it. So coming up on that time of the year, though, isn't it? Nicholas Morin says, hello from Oil City. Hey, Nicholas. How you doing? How's Oil City tonight? I'll be stopping in there at some point this week to be stopping into the Stream TV television studio. So Mr. Tracy says, ha ha ha, the shadow knows. The shadow knows. The Jack Shadow knows. All right. Laser Corn says, Pittsburgh Mills, I miss that place. Scare house. You know, believe it or not, I've never been to the scare house. Now, you know, I've done haunted houses since 2006. I've had a few years where I have not been doing haunted attractions, such as, unfortunately, this year. I did one up until last year. We'll be skipping this year, and we'll be starting again next year. But because I own and operate my own haunted attraction and have for quite some time, I really have missed out on going to a lot of them, even the local ones. So, Nicholas says, quite night. Terry says, they were in Pittsburgh and moved just last year to Tarentum. Tarentum. I wonder if I'm saying that right. Is that right? Okay, well, Terry would know. He's a fellow haunter. How was your, you opened up over the weekend, didn't you, Terry? I hope that went well for you. Mr. Tracy says, Jeepers Creepers. Carrie says, are you involved with any haunted attractions? I was. Let me hit the opening titles, and we'll pick these right back up again. So hold that thought. Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to another week of Chiller Chat. Now we are live right now. Tonight is actually it's a last night of the summer. Yes, it is September 21st, and tomorrow's fall, isn't it? Wow, we're getting there, folks, aren't we? So, and right before we cut to now this is live, so I have, of course, viewers interacting, and right before we went to the opening title, Carrie asked, am I involved with any haunted attractions? I have been, Carrie, for quite some time. Since 2006, I've done quite a bit of them. I've had to take just a few years off here and there, but not this year. Sadly, I have to announce that I don't have a haunted house this year in Harrisville, Pennsylvania, but we will be back next year. John says, for horror movies, I enjoy the Hammer Dracula movie series. And for animation, it's Mobile Suit Gundam and Star Blazers. Ah, okay. That was right before I started the opening title. I was telling folks that the topic for tonight will be anthology movies, series, comic books, novels, or books, novelettes, such as the EC Comics, you know, the Haunt of Fear, Vault of Horror, Tales from the Crypt, that type of thing. Creep Show, Tales from the Crypt, movies and series both. So we'll be chatting about that. And of course, just like the Saturday night pre-shows, which are also done live, if you got any other topic you want to throw my way, feel free to do so within the, you know, within reason, within horror, science fiction, paranormal, or, you know, within the topic that I've mentioned tonight. But if we do happen to stray a little bit, we can accommodate that. McTracy says, or Mr. Tracy, I don't know why I want to say McTracy, Ghost on the Loose. With Jack Shadow popping up here like he did before the, whoops. Where did he go? I just had him up here. All right, well, we'll let that go for now. Let's see. Carrie gives a little cat scared icon looking thing. Okay. McTracy says, Mr. Tracy, full moon last night, werewolf time. Yes, I know, we're getting there. My favorite time of the year approaching. Terry says it was slow, Friday Night Football, etc. I feel your pain, Terry. I know those Fridays used to kind of put a little crimp in some of the attendance numbers, but that's cool. I'm glad you're starting that up. Mr. Tracy says, Halloween. Best time of the year. Tom says, hope everyone enjoyed the last day of the summer. I know. It's a pretty nice day up here. I can't complain. Carrie says, is Cassandra charging admission at her, what is that? I can't really make out the emoji. At her house? at her house. I think that's a home. All right. All right. Well, let's see. It might be, may well be. Who knows? But I don't have the answer to that, Carrie. But tonight, as stated, tonight we'll be talking about anthology series, movies, comic books, you name it. But I thought that would be a fun topic, such as Creepshow, for example. Remember the movies, of course, that came out in the 80s, Creepshow, Creepshow 2, and now we have the Creepshow series that's on the Shudder channel. And that is spearheaded by Greg Nicotero. He is, a lot of you may know him from, well, if you're really old school horror, the Romero zombie days. Greg, of course, worked with Tom Savini and George Romero on a lot of the effects with the Dead trilogy. And of course, Greg is well known for being involved with the executive producer for The Walking Dead. And now for resurrecting Creepshow. And I don't know, have any of you guys seen that? I watched the first season on the Shudder channel, and then I did away with the Shudder channel because I was just having too many problems trying to log into it. And so I don't have that, although I have been catching up on season 2 on AMC. It's on the AMC channel. I hope, I just gotta be honest, I'm hoping they get a little better. Season 2, I'll be blunt, it's not rising to the quality of season 1, in my opinion. I mean, others may differ, but that is just my opinion there, folks. And that's what I thought. I watched 2 episodes of season 2. Now, season 3 is either starting or will soon start. I don't know, on the Shudder channel. So if you have Shudder, then I don't know. Let me know what you think of it without giving any spoilers away. But yeah, I'm not as impressed with season 2 yet. So, but I'm still early into the series. So, of course, I have my Tales from the Crypt, the complete series DVD, sitting out here. Pull one of these out as an example. I'll tell you the difference between this and this is what you get with the complete series and the DVD. Yeah, nice little set there. But when the season first came out on DVD, this was what you got. You got a little, one of these folding DVD things, and they have a description of the DVDs. Plus, at the beginning of each episode, you have the intro, which I really loved the intro to Tales from the Crypt, the series that was on HBO. You know, with the Danny Elfman music and, you know, the little miniature haunted house and so forth. I don't know, I just love that. I think it's great to set the tone for a show like that. And I love the Crypt Keeper. So, all right, you guys, we are 8 minutes into Chiller Chat, and for a chat show, we're not getting very many chats. So if you are out there, Facebook, YouTube, feel free to leave your opinions. Did you enjoy Creepshow? Have you seen the Creepshow movies? Are you a fan? Tales from the Crypt, did you see those? And even the comic series. Remember the old EC comics? You might not. I don't know how old you are, but if you're my age or above, you might remember these old things. They were really popular back in the days, back in the Gaines Publishing. But one thing I wanted to show here tonight was, I want to kind of, I did a Chiller Chat with, a guest was Phil Wilson. Now Phil Wilson. Now there we are in the Oil City studio, and Phil is an amazing artist. He is just an incredible artist, and some of the animation cells. I have some of the cells from the actual Creepshow movies. I'm going to show them to you right now. So this, folks, is the Creep. I'm going to show you. I'll put up a maybe a little better picture. That is this picture right here. And of course, we got some studio light glares going on here in my in the setting here. But I just love this. This was actually from the movie. This was an animation cell actually used in the movie, and I think that is the coolest thing. Phil gave me these, and of course Phil worked on these along with Rick Catazone. Other artists were involved as well. But here's one of Rhino. Remember the bully in Creepshow 2, Rhino? And this is the Creep from Creepshow 2. The Creep in Creepshow 1 looks more like the Creep that's on the Greg Nicotero season or series that's on right now. Here's another one of Rhino. I just think these are the coolest things. Like I said, these were from the actual movie. These were used in the actual movie, Creepshow 2. And I just love the fact that I have these. So here, I'm trying to keep the white background behind these so you can see these a little better. This is of the kids, the kids that were bullying little Billy. I don't want to raise them up too much because I know that you're getting a reflection from these big umbrella studio lights. And then these are the Venus flytrap, the big fly traps that devoured the kids at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert! From a 84 movie. It's 86, something like that. But anyways, I love the fact that I have these. I can't thank Phil enough for giving these to me. John says, I enjoyed the hell out of Creepshow and Tales from the Crypt, but who remembers Tales from the Dark Side? I remember those. And Monster TV series from the 80s. Cool. Anybody remember the Monsters TV series from the 80s? I can't say that that one sticks out. The second one, the Monsters TV from the 80s. Do tell. I wanted to share those with you. I thought that was cool. I guess I can take the Creep down now, but I have an animation cell from the movie. Dan says, what was the problem with the stream Saturday night? Oh, I talked to them. You know, of course, I got in touch with them Saturday night, and then I talked to Luke from the station manager today. There was somewhat of a glitch as far as we know. They were covering a football game at that time, and so they were elsewhere. But once it was brought to their attention, they were able to go in and I don't know, correct it so that the streaming corrected itself. It was scheduled, but for some reason, I don't know. That was the only thing I was able to really understand, is that there was a glitch due to them covering another event, or at least taping another event. So hopefully we don't see that this Saturday. I don't foresee that, but I appreciate you letting me know that. Mr. Tracy says they eat meat. All right. Yep. Michelle's giving me the way from the grave. Hey, Michelle, thanks for joining us. Mr. Tracy, nom nom nom. Mr. Tracy, weirdo Wolfie, or Wolfie. Fighting Frank. Oh, with is that the Monsters TV? I'm guessing. Dangerous Track. Sounds like it. The more you put up the character names. That's cool. When I was a kid, like I said, I love these. I got a few of these here. The Haunt of Fear. these were just neat. They had probably like 3 different stories and or such in them. You know, the little, each one had several stories in them. These, of course, were Tales of the Crypt. The movie, the 1972, was a Hammer. I think it might have been Hammer. I know Peter Cushing was in it. I guess if it was a British production and Peter Cushing was in it, I automatically, my first thought goes to Hammer. But yeah, I just love these things. I've got a lot of good memories with the EC Comics, and then of course with the 80s into the early 90s with the Tales from the Crypt series, and oh, I even got a Goosebump book here. R.L. Stine. Hey, it's to a younger audience, but it's a series nonetheless. And that's what I was trying to do with, you know, of course I'm bringing up the Chiller Night Spirit of Halloween. This was to be a series, a book series. And I mention this because it was this week, back in 2015, when this book actually came out, Chiller Night, the Spirit of Halloween. You can kind of see it right here, the cover. But picture, yeah, right there. There's a bigger picture of the cover. And I would love to continue on with that book series, and maybe someday we'll see. Maybe if I have a little bit more time on my hands, I would love to. Honestly, I would love to write and illustrate the thing myself. So, but if anybody else has any interest in ideas, let me know. But my favorite out of all these, like I said, I love Creepshow. I love Tales from the Crypt. Hope you do too. It's the right thing to do. What about Monsters TV, John? I see Mr. Tracy writing some character names down here. Monsters TV. Anybody else have any favorites? Anything else that they remember? Any favorite Tales from the Crypts episodes? I'll be honest, I don't even know if I've seen them all. Here's the thing, I didn't have HBO when the series was out. I did not have HBO at the time, so I didn't watch, I don't know that I've watched the entire series, so. But Ava got me the complete series on DVD for my birthday, I think about a year ago or so. So I've not made my way through it. We'll see. Let's see. But I will say that if you're new on here, we do have a creep of our own, don't we? Jack Shadow, the host of Chiller Night Theater, every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Except for the last Saturday where we had a glitch that Dan was referring to. But every Saturday on Stream TV, I'll bring up their. There we go. Let me raise this up a little bit. Streammedia.tv. I'll put that up here. Streammedia.tv. And we'll put that right here. If you go there every Saturday night at 9 p.m., you can watch Chiller Night Theater. Chiller Night Theater, of course, is it's a hosted horror show. It is hosted by Jack Shadow. So if you haven't had a chance, an opportunity yet to check it out, I hope you do. A lot of these things are kind of nostalgic shows and things like that from yesteryear, from our childhood or from decades ago. And Chiller Night Theater is kind of like that. If you remember growing up and watching your favorite horror host host the Saturday Night Chillers, that's what we're doing right here. So Mr. Tracy says Sabrina the Teenage Witch. with the Archies. Oh yeah, that's really some old comics. I know that there was a comic. I can't say that I read. I'm aware of them though. Like I've seen them. I'm thinking they might have had an animation, an animated show on that too. I don't know that for sure. Tom says, I assume no word yet on the Roku app. I did ask today. I said, hey, is there any developing news on the Roku? And there is none. They'd like to see that up again, but they have no new news, unfortunately. So, but I did ask today because I wanted to. Actually, I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to mention that tonight. So, so for now, and this has been when did that go down? I know it's been months, but you know, if you go on streammedia.tv on Saturday nights, you can click on the Watch TV at the top of the page and watch the streaming programming. So you can see Chiller Night Theater, you can watch Chiller Chat, and I'm hoping they get that Roku channel up soon. I really do. I don't think it's going to be soon, but I just hope they get that back up again. Be nice if they got it back up before Halloween, but I didn't really see them, you know, leaning in that direction in the conversation. So that would be, I don't know. We'll see. You never know. Let's see. Doc Dredd says, "Hey Brian, good to see you tonight." Hey Doc, thanks for joining us. Hey, I've got one of your, I've got the episode that you and I did coming up here within the next week or two. I put them, I'm showing that again on Chiller Chat on String TV Saturday night. So, glad you're doing better. I know you had a bout there in the hospital. So, from what I've seen on your Facebook page, so good to see you back out and doing better from what I'm seeing. So. Thanks for joining us tonight. Doc, tonight we're talking about anthologies, the movies, series, comic books, anything anthology related. So if you have any favorites, let us know. I've been talking about Creepshow. I've been talking about Tales from the Crypt. I showed the viewers the animation cells that I have here in my collection that were given to me by Phil Wilson. I'll just put one of them up here. This is, of course, the Creep from Creepshow 2, from the movie Creepshow 2, and that's one of the animation cells that I did show earlier tonight. These were given to me by one of the guests that was on the show on Chiller Chat, Phil Wilson, and let's see. That's, of course, a picture of Phil and I at the studio in Oil City a couple of years ago, before all the COVID started. But we did most of the shows right there in the studio. Now, of course, it's a lot more practical to do them the way I'm doing them right now. And hopefully next Tuesday night we'll have a guest. And it's 8:23, so this one's almost, it's almost time for this one to be done with. This goes so quickly. Doc says, "Thank you, sir." Hey, not a problem. Doc says, "Asylum was a good one." Old school Asylum. Asylum. I can't say that is that a movie? Is that a movie? Trick or Treat, an excellent modern anthology. Now that one I did see. That was a pretty good one. I enjoyed that. Asylum. I'm trying to think of which one that was. Is it a newer movie with an old school feel, or was it an actual older movie that was done in a anthology format? be kind of neat to do something like that. You know, if I were ever to venture into doing a little independent film of some type, I think it'd be kind of neat to do an anthology. Doc says yes, is Asylum, an older British film. Oh, pretty cool. All right, so Asylum. Yeah, that's weird. I can't think of that. Hey, I did want to mention, Doc, you're on here as well. Chop Block TV. You can see the logo there in the corner. If you get a chance, check out Chop Block TV. They have a Roku channel, so check it out. Chop Block TV, and they have all kinds of a variety of horror themed programming on there. Now I had a certain amount of Chiller Night Theater episodes, but since all my new material is just going to stream TV only and not being put on YouTube because of all the annoyances that come with that, I'm going to my Chiller Night Theater programming is going directly to Stream TV. The Chiller Chats, however, will be continuing on to Chop Block TV, so they will play the programming as well. So I want to give them a shout out and thanks for that. Doc says I will send you a link. Okay. All right, for Asylum, that's cool. Very cool. All right. All right, now I'm curious, between Tales from the Crypt and Creepshow, what's your favorite? Who's your favorite host? The Creep or the Crypt Keeper? Anybody? Anybody? I mentioned earlier that I'm not as impressed with Creepshow Season 2. I'm watching those on AMC. And I watched the first 2 episodes. I enjoy it. You know, I do like that stuff. So I it's not that I'm not enjoying it, but I gotta say I enjoyed Season 1 better. Maybe with COVID, the production of the shows was you know, maybe it was a little bit more difficult to come out with Season 2. That could well be. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I just don't see it rising up to the quality of the first season yet. Now I'm only 2 episodes into it, so that could change. But I gotta say, I like the animation style that was on the movies, Creepshow 1, 2, and Season 1 of the season, or the series. You know, Phil Wilson, Rick Catazone, those guys who worked on the animation from the movies actually did the animation for Season 1 of Creepshow. So, if my opinion means anything, if anybody out there, the powers that be, if you want to know my opinion, get those guys back on, let them do the animation. It is the, I think it just brings back that original nostalgic old time look and feel of Creepshow, of what you guys were looking for Creepshow, which of course was an homage to the EC Comics, the Tales from the Crypt, and you know, the Haunt of Fear and so forth. So, and Doc sent the link there. Okay, I'm afraid to click on it now, but I'll check that out afterwards. Tom says, watched Ed Wood again the other night. Forgot how fun that flick was. Yeah, we were talking about that. That's cool. I'm going to have to check that out myself. We were talking about that on the Saturday night, the Chiller Night Live pre-show. And we all got to chatting back and forth, and that just, whatever we did to trigger that, you know, me thinking about that. I forget, vampire, somebody brought vampire. We were talking about horror hosts. And that's what started that going. John says, the Crypt Keeper, of course. John, I would have to agree. I just think there's something... now, I do like the Creep, the way he looks in the first movie, Creepshow, and the series. You know, I like that skeletal-looking... you know, monstrous look, you know. And hey, don't get me wrong, this the animation cell I have from Creepshow 2 is I love this thing. It's actually from the movie, and I love these movies. So but the look of him is a little too human. Yeah, I don't know. I like that monstrous little host. So I have to agree with you. I mean, as a horror host, you'd much rather see Jack Shadow than this guy. I mean, I would. I'd rather see Jack Shadow. I think it really helps to, if you're going to go through the trouble of, having a horror-themed show, you should have a horror-themed looking host to fit the look and the feel of what you're presenting. The window dressing, And so, hey folks, it is already time to put a cap on this episode. So thank you for joining me tonight. And don't forget, Saturday nights, 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. online, Chiller Night Live Facebook page, Chiller Night Theater, Chiller Night Theater Facebook page, Chiller Night Theater YouTube channel. Check out the Chiller Night Live pre-show. So with that, Brian says, good show. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you joining us here tonight. With that, I thank you. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night, and we'll see you next week.
How many times do I have to tell you, just because something isn't good doesn't mean it's bad?